What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today it's a red hat. You know what that means. All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to discuss how to be okay with red days. All right, we're going to go over about 4 or 5 steps that'll help you be okay when you're on a red day and not let that affect you mentally. Now, before we move any further, do me a quick favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and check out the link to the free Discord in the description section and the comment section, as well as a 15% off coupon code for trade ideas. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this lesson. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this here on the day. So today we're going to talk about how to be okay with red days. And one of the very first things that you need to understand is you need to understand what is out of your control, okay? What is out of your control? And you have no control how a stock moves, whether it's up or down or sideways. You have zero control over that, all right? The next thing that you don't have any control in is how high the stock can go. You only have control on where you can stop out, right? Now, for example, yesterday in the evening, I was trying to back up my computer, and when I tried to do the backup, I must have clicked the wrong button somewhere, and I ended up erasing my entire external hard drive. That right there was a huge headache. I was extremely unhappy with that. Thanks to one of the chat members, he suggested a program there that might be able to help me, and I'm still running that program, trying to see if it can get some of those files or all of them back. That would be amazing, regardless of the fact that I had to come with terms at one moment where I had to say to myself, I have no control over this at this point. I clicked the wrong button more than likely, and it's caused this problem. And now I just have to deal with the outcome of it. Once I did that, it was like a huge weight off my shoulders because I no longer felt the pressure of it, because the reality was I had no way of fixing it in the moment. And if I had no way of fixing it in the moment, then why was I going to be so stressed out about it? Okay. And if I had a way to fix it, or at least a shot, then why would I be stressed about it? You know, I'll try it out. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't be stressed out because you're red on the day. Today, I'm sitting here 0 for 2 on the day red, and I'm not happy about it. No one likes to be red, but it's out of my control at this point. I cannot change that back to green unless some crazy, really good setup, clean setup appears. What I was able to control was how red I was on the day. That's what I was able to control. You know, what's in your control? Stopping out of the plays. When the stocks hit my stop zone, I exited them, right? And that helped me keep today's red day in the lower end of my risk tolerance for the day, on the lower end, well on the lower end. So it's a comfortable red day. It's a red day where if I get one good play today or tomorrow, it brings me right back to green on the day. It should not only make all the red back, but it should leave me plenty green, okay? Because that's proper risk management. So you need to understand what's out of your control, and you need to understand what's in your control. What's in your control is stopping out and making sure you don't dig yourself in a nasty hole, okay? Because you refuse to be red, because you refuse to be wrong on the day. That's what you want to make sure that you're in control of. Something else that you need to understand is what's a good green day for you? What's a good green day? Understand what that number is. Let's say you're red on the day, $300, but a good green day for you is green $600. And those days happen often for you because you're a good trader. If that's the case, then being red on the day, $300, is not a big deal. It's really not a big deal in the grand scheme of things when you look at it that way. That's why it's important to understand what your stats are like, right? You need to understand what a good green day is for you, because when you factor what a good green day is, that shows you that being red $300 isn't that big a deal for you. And the same holds true if it's 1,000 on a green day and you're red 500. It doesn't matter, because the reality of the case is that it's well within your risk parameters and it's well underneath what a good green day is for you. And you always want to make sure that red days fall well underneath what a good green day is for you. So you want to understand what's out of your control. You want to understand what's in your control, all right? What's out of your control is whatever happens. What's in your control is stopping out, all right? Cutting those losers. understanding what a green good day is for you. If that number is bigger than your regular red day, then congratulations, you're doing risk management properly. And then you need to understand what your stats are, right? You need to understand your stats. For me, for example, over the last 2 trading weeks, if I'm not wrong, I've only had 1 red day. That's nothing. 1 red day over the last 2 weeks of trading, that is nothing. And that's something that's important. You need to understand what those stats are, because when you put them in perspective, it really helps out tremendously. It helps calm the emotions down. So you need to understand these stats because they help out tremendously with controlling your emotions, right? Because you can be like, oh, damn, first trade red. Oh, damn, second trade red. I don't want to be red. I hate red. I don't want to be wrong. I hate being wrong. You need to make sure that you understand what's out of your control, understand what's in your control, understand what a good green day is for you, and make sure that's bigger than your red day, and understand that your stats matter and you need to look at them and look at them from a broader picture. Come to terms with always realizing that there's going to be another day. Tomorrow is another day. There's going to be another trade, newer opportunities. You need to make sure that you understand all of that, because if you just stay laser focused, right, honed in, deer with a headlights, tunnel vision on just today, just that 1 hour that you've traded so far on the day, then you start to get nervous about it, right? You're like, oh my God, now another stock, DWAC, is making a big move. I could have traded that, made all my money back and some. But then you need to understand, hey, that's not the only opportunity you're going to have. There's going to be other tickers moving later in the day. There's going to be other tickers moving tomorrow. There'll be brand new opportunities going on tomorrow, the day after, and the week after, the month after. The new year's already here. There's going to be new opportunities. So you want to make sure that you understand that there is always another day, another trade to be had. And if you dig yourself deeper into the red, it just makes it that much harder to get out. At this point for me on the day, I'm one trade away with my risk reward ratio, 1 trade away from bringing everything back and some. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts here and see what I traded today. EFOI was my first trade of the day. My first trade of the day here on EFOI. And I don't regret taking EFOI that much. And I definitely don't regret taking the second trade on ISIG. But on EFOI, we had a very nice move in right off the bell. Big volume on that push higher. We go straight up, put in a high here of around 444. We start to get our pullback into VWAP right in here. And this level lined up more or less with this daily level that you see here. Those little tops here around $4, 390, stuff like that. So we pull into that general area. We begin to hold very nicely. And I go ahead and get long. I get long right in here, and I set my first profit target up here in front of the high day. The high day at the time was 344. I was looking to get orders put on the ask at 4. High day was 444. I was looking to get off at 438, 439, 440. We don't get up there. We quickly come underneath VWAP here. We get bought right back up, and I stay in it, and we eventually get this nasty candle. I stop out of the position. So I'm in EFOI 415, stop 390 area. I get stopped out at 387. EFOI quickly gets right back above VWAP. I start eyeing it to see if VWAP is going to hold. It does not. It gets very, very choppy. I say, guys, I'm not about to sit into this thing and get chopped out, because that's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt. And then look at this thing, right? So nothing there. No biggie. The volume on the pullback was exactly what I would have liked to have seen, decreasing volume. This was a good setup. It was a decent little setup, but it was in a little bit of a choppy area on the daily, and that's why I try to avoid these small caps in those areas for the most part. Next one that was making a big move was ISIG. ISIG really got the best of me here. I'm 0 for 2 on the day, so I took 1 trade on EFOI and 1 trade on ISIG. ISIG, I missed out on this because I was messing around with EFOI. So I missed out on that little pullback there. That would have been a decent setup. We got a nice push here. We get halted. Okay, we get halted here around 2080, 2070 area. And then off the halt, that's when I'm watching it. We resume flat and push up straight to new highs right around 2420. It seems like. Let's see, what's the high of this candle right here? The high is 24. 24.20. So we get that push up there to 24.20 and we begin to pull in. I get on the mic and I say, guys, I'm going to watch and see if this previous halt level right here, okay, around 20, what is it, 2080, around 2080, with this 23.6 fib and this 9 AMA, that is also lining up with a daily level at 2080. There's a daily level right here. Scroll back, look at these tops from way back here. Look at these tops from way back there. You see those? Boom. All this in that 2080 area. And I'm like, okay, so if I get a pullback into that zone, I'm probably going to look to get long this stock for a move that could take this back towards 25. So we start to get the decreasing volume. And I'll take this trade again. Why? Because look, we're talking about a halt level. We're talking about 23.6 fib. We're talking about 9 AMA. And we're talking about a daily level. 4 levels that should potentially line up for support. So we start to get the pullback. We start to get the decreasing volume. Okay. And I go ahead and get long right here at 22.06. I got long where they stop in the 2080 area. We break down underneath it, come all the way down here right in front of 20 bucks. And I stop out. I mark it out. I usually mark it out of all my stops. No, not usually. I always mark it out on my stops. So I mark it out and I actually get a really good fill at 21.74. So minimal loss on it. And the stock actually breaks down underneath the halt level. It comes all the way to 20 bucks. I had an order out at 24.14 trying to catch a fill up there in front of the high of day for my first take. My next take, I had an order out at 24.98. 24.98. The high of this candle is 24.85, so I would have never gotten that fill unless I would have canceled that order and tried to mark it out in the 24.80s. I doubt I would have done that. I would have fully expected a squeeze up over 25 and a halt. I would have looked to have taken some profits off at 25 and then held on to some going into that potential halt. What did the stock do? Look at that. So I'm not upset here either because I would have taken this trade again. The only thing I could think of, maybe I held my stop too tight and I really should have given it more wiggle room down to the 20s considering the volatility of this stock. So maybe that bit me there, but nonetheless, it is what it is. I'm 0 for 2 on the day. My red day is well underneath my regular risk tolerance. In a sense, it's okay. So in a sense, you got my scale. I'm on the bottom end of my risk tolerance for the day. So it's not a big deal. I make it back on one good trade and that's it. Well, guys, that's it for me today. Remember, I stream Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I go live. Also, hit that like button for me. Ask me any questions in the comment section below and I'll catch you on the next one.